Hey guys, I know you're disappointed. No Zoom today. And I'm not even sure if this video will upload because my internet is not faring so well today. Not doing so good. All right. Anyway, we want to extend our lesson 3. That was on the percent equation. And we're going to apply that to this problem that involves taxes. Okay, so a real world problem that involves taxes. You've heard your parents talk about taxes, but particularly we're going to be focusing on the sales tax. Sales tax in New Jersey, I wonder if you know what it is. It's almost 7%. It is 6 5/8%. Weird, right? So 6.625%. So to calculate the sales tax, you would just find 6.625% of whatever the amount of money you're spending at a certain store. Okay, so here's an example 4, a little bit different sales tax here, but the camera costs $250, and if a 6% sales tax is added, what is the total cost? Okay, so you have to calculate the percent of the 250 and then add that on. And that's the first method that they give us. Okay, so the part is the tax. Okay, the part that you're finding is the tax. The whole is the original cost, and then the percent is the sales tax. Okay, and notice how it's 0.06, not 0.6. All right, and then you just multiply those and you get the $15. All right, so that's the amount of tax you have to pay. So to get the total cost, right, that's what the problem asks for. It doesn't ask for how much tax will you pay, it asks for the total cost. Then you'll have to take that amount of tax that you'll have to pay, you have to add it to the original cost, and in this problem you get $265. Now there is a different way to do it, method 2, and this is a very useful way in certain situations. All right, so right here you could, same problem, but in this case, if you were to compare your total cost at the end to what the item actually costs, right? You have to pay, with the tax added in, you'd have to pay more than what it originally cost, right? So here I'll show you. 265 is more than 250, so it would have to be more than 100% of the original, okay, of that original amount. So we can use that information and kind of do this all in one step. Instead of finding the 6% and adding, we can just say, oh, well, if we have to pay 6%, that means the total cost after taxes added in is going to be 106% of 250. All right, so all we do is we add the tax percent to 100%, and then we use that as our percent of the original cost of the item. Okay, so then we have this part is actually going to be, bigger than the original because we're finding a percent bigger than 100. All right, so we can find the final cost by just multiplying the original cost by the percent with the 6% added in, and that gets us the 265 right away. All right, and this actually is a really good little tip over here. Okay, for value of x, an increase of 6% means, okay, this would be, this x represents one whole x. All right, so let's say you spend x on a pair of jeans. Well, you'd have to pay that all of that, so that'd be 1x, plus you'd have to pay 0.06 of the x, right? 6/100ths of the x, or 6% of the x. And if you combine those like terms, it's the same as 1.06x. Okay, 1.06, just like we have this 1.06 times 250. All right. So you are going to try this got it and see how you do, and then I'll show you the answer. So pause, try it, and then here's the answer. There you go. Okay, so if you weren't sure, a 24% profit works just like tax. Okay, you would have to multiply 0.24 by the 175,000, all right, and get your amount, and then add that to the original cost that they bought it for. Okay. Now you could have also multiplied this value by 1.24 or 124%. All right, works just like tax in this case. It's like you're increasing the original by 24%, so the new is going to be 124% of that original. All right. Now, this one is tricky, okay? You are going to be finding the percent sales tax, all right? So, all right, this is what she spent, Mr. Lee spent, but this included the tax. So the card has a sticker price of so the actual cost of the car without tax is $129.20. So how do we do this? Well, we just have to figure out what the tax is, because that's going to be our part. All right. The original cost is our whole, and then we can solve the percent proportion. Okay. So we subtract to find the tax that they had to spend, which is the $969 here. Then the whole is going to be the original cost without the tax. All right. Then we divide like we normally do, and we can find the percent here. Now remember, this is in decimal form, so we have to move the decimal over twice, boom, boom, to get it back into percent form. All right, so there you go. He pays 7.5%. All right, now this is the way they did this. You can always find what percent a number is of another number. You can divide them and get a decimal. Okay, but I don't like how they just threw that in and didn't even give the percent, excuse me, the percent equation that we've been working on. Okay, so, right, the equation would be, I think it's A equals P times B, right? All right, so what they did is they just threw in the price, sorry, this is the 38. Sorry about my writing here. 89, right? Okay, so they put that cost in for the part, all right? That's the cost with the tax. And then we're trying to find the percent. And the cost without the tax was $129.20. Terrible writing. Okay, and that's where that division comes from, right? We're trying to find this percent, so we divide by 129.20, and that's where this here comes into play. Okay, so I don't like how they did that. But then the answer is 1.075. Okay, so how much more than 100% is that? Okay, well, we move the decimal over twice, right? And we get 107.5%, and that's 7.5% more than 100%. So that was our tax. Okay? All right, you get to practice it here, and you already can see the answer, but try to get it yourself. See if you can follow either method and get that 6% sales tax. All right, good luck. I'm so sorry we didn't have a Zoom meeting. I miss you guys. Bye.